I think this is a brilliant initiative. I mean, the fact that you're taking the effort to talk to people and put out some meaningful content for people to know is in itself a fantastic thing that you're doing. There's a
Thank you,
lot of
sir.
clutter which is extremely negative, which is very petty at times, uh, inconsequential really. But here you're talking about so many subjects and talking to people who give a sense of positivity, who give you good understanding of things. So that's something that I like very much about what you're doing. And of course, the fact that you're doing it at your age means that there is a lot of learning that goes into what you are doing, and it gets incorporated as you go along. You're not bound by monetary compulsions which adults tend to get bound by. So your
Yes.
performance is going to be, you know, far superior to any normal, any grown up this thing. And I hope that this will help you as you grow up and you face those pressures in due course. But it's a very nice starting that you're doing to your
Thank you,
own.
sir. Thank you, sir. And any. Hello, my friends. I welcome you to another episode of Aditya Talks. And today we are going to interview a very interesting person. And as you know, I generally interview people who are successful so that we can learn and take inspiration from them. We generally consider those people as successful who have built big businesses or earned a lot of money with their special talent, or have become very famous, or have brought some special change. But today's interview is not with such a person. He is completely opposite. His name is Mr. Shantanu Mudada. And in fact, Mr. Shantanu was on his way to become a successful and a senior person in a big company. But suddenly he and his family decided to change their life, and they relocated from Mumbai to a small village in Madhya Pradesh. They live on a farm. Their children don't go to school. They are homeschooled. They don't do some kind of a social service. They are like they do not. They are not environmentalists or any gurus of any kind. But why am I doing this interview? Then you may ask. Well, when I saw their photographs on the farm, their children, I felt that there is something about this that I like. I have many questions. Let's see if we can find something interesting. So stay tuned till the end for a lot of learning about the benefits of living with the nature on the farm. So thank you and stay tuned till the end. Record. Hello, my friends. I welcome you to another episode of Aditya Talks. And today we have a special guest who is Mr. Shantanu. And well, I welcome you to the show, Mr. Shantanu.
Thanks, Aditya.
Yes. So I have some questions for you which are very interesting. I have jotted them down somewhere here. So for our viewers, I'm going to ask some interesting questions about farm living. So you might want to know about this. So stay tuned till the end. Now, Mr. Shantanu, the first question that I have from you is about I have read about Gandhian thoughts, and like I have read a lot about Gandhiji's ashram that he made in South Africa and later in India too. He spoke a lot about simple living, different education, Gram Swaraj or something like that. Are you inspired by that and living like that?
Okay, that's a good one, Aditya. Yeah, I mean, Gandhiji's thoughts and his views on education, Gram Swaraj, or generally living are very, very admirable, and I have a lot of respect for those thoughts. It's an ideal way of life, I would say, that one might choose for one's own self. But this life of this initiative of ours, or rather this movement from Bombay to a farm, is not really inspired by an ideological life, or Gandhiji's kind of life. It is more inspired by something that an average urban person needs. When I was living in Bombay, or when anybody else lives in Bombay, what are your needs? Your needs are to have good food for yourself and for your children, good education for your children, good living conditions. These are all very basic primary needs of every individual, and I think these needs, to satisfy these needs better, uh, we kind of took this decision of moving to the farm, right?
Okay, so
So
that's
just that
interesting.
much.
Okay, so that was very interesting, and you told us, yeah. So you are
That's all.
okay. So, but you won't have a mall or a school or a clubhouse or something like that, or a cinema hall or a play zone for your children. They might be bored, and like you don't have any entertainment over like at the farm.
Okay, that the issue of entertainment and whether you have work or not, whether you can, is a separate one. So I'm saying that let's park that for the time being. But
Okay.
if we, let's assume that having grown up in a city, you need a mall or you need a play zone. But how many times would you go there? Once or twice a month, right? So if you're living, you don't have to live in the city for that. If you have to go to a mall once a month, once or twice a month also, you don't have to really live in the city. You can live into a place which has far more advantages and can cut out all the disadvantages of an urban city, and still travel to a city. So we live in a place from where we can travel to Bombay in like every month.
Yeah,
So if we need to go to a mall, we can definitely go. There's no
that's an
problem.
interesting perspective. Now, but how will your children become engineers or doctors? They will become farmers. Like they will not have the necessary educations or anything, and they might develop an inclination towards farming if they are like kept at the farm from a young age.
Okay. So again, um that's a theory that you have, that somebody who's living on the farm cannot become an engineer or cannot become a doctor, cannot become a scientist and stuff like that. Uh, just question this: is that really necessary? Can a person have? Do you not know of engineers who've lived in villages? Right? They've lived in villages. They've become doctors. They've become engineers. They become top bureaucrats. Nothing stops you. Just because you're living on the farm does not mean that you have to become a farmer. So there is nothing stopping my children from
Yeah.
become anything that they want. Our thinking that if one lives on the farm, will he will become a farmer is an obsolete thinking. Okay, if you have to
Yes.
prepare for 8th grade exams, do you use the 5th grade syllabus?
No.
No, right? So similarly, answers to today's questions you cannot use day before yesterday's paradigms.
Yes.
You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes, I
So
understand.
my parents grew up, their parents could not teach them for them to learn languages, to read, write, calculate and stuff like that. But if as a parent I am educated enough to teach my child these basic things, then I don't really need to send the child to school to get him to learn these things. Times
Yes.
have changed. We cannot use the old solutions in today's times. Today, a lot of work can be done on the internet, right?
Yes.
A lot of can be done remotely. After
Yes.
COVID, everybody is now convinced and has witnessed that fact that everything can be done. A lot of things can be done online. So then, why
Yes.
don't we just get rid of that old paradigm and be updated with whatever is happening now?
Yes, but what about friends? Like children, like in a child's life, friend is the greatest thing after parents, even above parents sometimes. So what about friends? How will you make friends? That's a very major thing for like children.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on there completely. That as a child, I've obviously been a child at some point of time, and I realized the importance of friends, not just at young age as what you are or what my children are, but even at an older age, friends are very very important.
Yeah.
Uh, so friends are important is a fact. and social relationships are also important. That is also a fact. Now you have a choice to make. Correct. uh, One choice is that you stay with friends and don't make improvements which you feel are necessary. The other is you make the necessary improvements and try to get your friends on your side, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
why why should it be that we have to live in the city to be with friends? If we're living in we're living a beautiful life over here, and we have all the advantages, we'll try and persuade our friends to come and live with us here, right?
That's an
Having with
interesting
friends,
perspective. Yeah.
that's what we should try and do. It's difficult. It is in the beginning, but I'm sure as people come over here, we've had instances where relatives and cousins have come over here and they just enjoyed this lifestyle living over here. So they want to come, particularly children. They just enjoy here. Free spaces, cows, dogs. It's not as if there is no entertainment. Again, we go back to that question of entertainment. There is a lot of entertainment over here. And as a child, I'm sure you would agree with me that wide open spaces are very inviting.
Yeah.
Dogs, fields. These are all places which children enjoy. Forests, mountains, right?
That's something
So,
coronavirus made me realize. I'm stuck in my house. But well, that's very good. But I think I will ask, like I asked, I like, so I think this makes so much sense to live on a farm. But can you explain me your daily farm routine and what you do, like what you all find is different from normal urban living?
okay. So, on a farm, most of our activities are kind of satisfying the same needs that you do in a city. There's not much difference in terms of what we do it for, but there's some variation. One major variation is that our working day uh, is between sunrise and sunset.
Yeah.
Okay. So with sunset, we have our dinner, and therefore we are able to sleep at about 9:30 after playing around for some time or doing some watching some movies and stuff like that. So day is between sunrise and sunset, which means that our schedule differs from season to season,
Yes.
right? So we have summers which have very long days, and so long that during the day it gets so hot that we have to take a 3-4 hour break and then maybe have a afternoon siesta. But in winters the days are continuous and without any break because they're very short. Oftentimes, like today is like the 20th of December and it's quite cold over here. The day began at almost 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, and the day ends at 5 o'clock. So days are shorter. So that way there is a variation depending upon the season. Now,
Okay.
what we do during these 3 days, during this daytime that we have, is again a lot of work which in our daily life, let's say cooking, for example, or eating. So
Yeah.
you eat more, so you have to cook more. You spend more time
Yes.
in cooking, and
Yeah.
you don't have option to order for a pizza or get
Yeah.
bread.
Yeah. You
Right?
have
So
to do that all on your own.
yeah, we do it all on our own, and it's quite enjoyable. It's quite healthy.
Yeah.
So we do all on
I
our own.
am
So cooking
myself
is
of I am myself a fan of home cooking. I love cooking and eating both. So I do cooking a lot at my home too. So that's it is a very good like farm routine. But it seems I'm somewhat convinced with you. And like, so if I have decided to live on a farm, please tell your story of Palash farm living and advise how you will be able to assist us in smooth transition from an city to a farm.
okay, great. So first of all, let me tell you the story of why Palash farm living at all. Okay, so we've been living here for almost 6.5 years now. Okay, for the first 3 years we were settling down and we were not yet settled, building the house and all that was happening. But after we had settled down, we realized that the life that we are living is not something which is very very difficult for somebody like you, right? So if we have to uh, make this life possible for somebody like you, so that we have more people living around us, and there are more people generally living on farms, then it is for people like us who have made this transition to kind of
Be role
handhold, show.
models. Be
Huh?
type of a role model to those people who want to do. Yeah. And
uh,
like,
role role model may be a slightly higher word, but I'm saying just people who've gone there first, right?
yeah.
So just because, so it does not mean that everything that we have done you have to do, but we can share our experience of how it has happened. Now, if farm life makes sense to you, we can share our experience so that you don't make the same mistakes we did, right?
Yeah.
Waste too many resources, maybe like the way we did. So Palash Farm Living is meant to uh, assist, handhold people who feel convinced that farm living is an improved and a better uh, way of living.
Okay, so that was interesting. Now can okay, so that was interesting. So is farm living and farming activity similar? Like I think and like when we speak about farm living, we like most will understand it is a farming activity too. So can you break this myth like for all of us completely?
Yeah, I mean, see, what you do for earning your living is not necessarily depending upon the place that you stay. If you're living in a city, does not mean that you build buildings. Correct? You don't build a city. So similarly, when you're living on the farm, you just move to a different place. But if your profession allows you to work remotely or work by traveling, then you can do anything that you want to do from a farm. You don't have to necessarily become the farmer. That is what we're trying to propose through Palash Farm Living. That farm living does not mean that you have to take up farming as your vocation,
Yeah, it's like a
right?
hobby sort of.
Huh?
Make it sort of your hobby or side activity.
Yeah. So if you love farming, if you like to grow the food, if you like that experience of growing food, you might as well do it.
Yeah.
But you need not have to depend upon it for earning your livelihood and
Yeah.
satisfying all the other. So I think farm living and farming is optional. Farm living is something that you can do and practice any profession.
Okay. So now everyone knows man is a social animal. What I mean is that we need social skills to grow and evolve in life. People management is the best skill which anyone can have unless everyone starts living if every unless everyone starts living on farms, we will miss the community based skills like teamwork, communication skills, empathy, trust, understanding of human psychology, and of course politics, etc., etc. So what is your view on this?
I completely agree with you. I mean, there is no substitute to developing all these skills that you're talking about other than working with people, interacting with people, and which is where I feel that um, um we have to play our role. Just because we are walking a different path does not mean that we have to stay isolated from the society, nor do people who live on the farm or take a different route have to uh, you know live isolated in a bubble of their own. I think it's necessary for people to come together so that uh, more things can happen. So if there are more people on the farm, there's so much of requirement of interdependence. People have all their skills, and believe me, whatever be your skill set or competence, somebody around needs your competence, right? If you're a doctor, a doctor is required over here because there are people who need to be treated well. If you're an architect, you are required over here. If you're a lawyer, you are required over here. If you're a chartered accountant, you're required. If you're a business management consultant, you are required over here.
Yes.
So there is a role for all everybody to live on the farm and practice whatever they are best at, and this will become teamwork. This is the way society operates. City is a great example of teamwork, because you
Yes.
don't do everything that you need for yourself is not done by
Mm.
your own self. You spend a lot upon other. There is interdependence.
But what about the
Similarly,
like? Okay, so you are talking about the grown-up like side of people, but what about the kids? Like, okay, so if people like have teamwork and do things together. But what about the kids? They are like, they do not have any skills, and when they move out of their farms and go to the college, they don't know how to communicate to their teacher, they don't know how to communicate to anyone, right? And when they go to a job or do something like that, they will go compare it, and they will not understand the politics or something like that which is happening with them. So it is quite an important thing to have an understanding of all these things, right?
Absolutely, I'm not denying that it is important to understand how to deal with people. It is important to understand the politics around it. But living on the farm does not deprive you of all these things. Your interactions with the outside world can continue to remain fully open. There is no problem. You can read on the internet, you know, you can talk to people, you can know about colleges. With COVID, there is so much of online education happening. You are interacting on Zoom with other people. So there is no dearth of social interaction on farm living for children also. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, the physical proximity of children playing with each other, yes, that is very important. That is something that you're missing in cities also because of COVID these days. So I'm sure you're realizing the value of that more.
Yes.
So therefore, it's important for children to come to the farms and play together. There's a lot more to play. So
Yes.
I hope
Yes.
I'm answering your
Okay. So
question.
now that was an interesting answer. Now, what are the challenges you are facing to in convincing people to switch from farm living, and how can you compare the cost of a typical family of five as compared to Mumbai and a farm?
Okay, so two parts of the question. One is, what are the challenges I'm facing in convincing people to move to farm living? I think the biggest challenge is that we've grown up. We're talking to elders, right? If I were talking to you, then it would be maybe 1 or 2 day conversation, and you will take action. But as elders, we've been conditioned over years,
Yes.
so
Yes.
it is becoming a big bottleneck.
Yes, they have a tendency of doing slowly, and right, and they are not easily convinced.
Correct. They are not easily convinced. Why? Because they have a long experience. They think that whatever we have seen in life,
Is
that is what
correct.
will happen here also. So they bring the baggage of all that experience and learning which has happened on the past, and don't really, uh, get acquainted with the current reality. So
Yes.
conditioning is a huge bottleneck. I wish I were talking with you and you were able to take decisions of where your family is going to live.
Yeah.
I think it will be far simpler. So
Yeah.
conditioning is one.
Yeah.
Second problem or second challenge is inertia. You know what inertia is?
Yeah, I know. Like it's the force that is it's the force that is needed to move that is resisting the movement of an object when it's sitting down. It's
Inertia
resist
is
change.
inertia is a property of an object which uh, allows it to be in the state that it is, or in the state of continuous motion till an external force is not applied, right? So
Yeah.
inertia is there, the physics part of inertia, but inertia is very much there in human beings, and they continue to do those things which they believe are wrong, and they don't do things which they think are right because of inertia,
Yeah.
right? So a lot of people who believe that yes, moving from the city and coming to farms is very good,
Yeah.
but you have to take the first step to it,
Yeah.
correct?
It is said
So
that
you're
you always need change to like win in life, and human beings are alive because we change, we adapt. So everyone should adapt and change their lives over the time, because if they follow the same old thing, then it will become sort of a boring life for them.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So everyone needs to be a child. A child does not have too much baggage of the past. If you are in the
Yeah.
present, if you consider present reality, you'll take decisions now and quickly. Correct. So when you're tomorrow, maybe after 10, 15 years, you feel that no, living on the farm is not great. Living in the forest, I would like to live on the hill. Great, do that.
Yes.
But
Try
every
to
decision has to be,
experience it. Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
to
Okay.
experience it. Correct. So experimenting and experiencing is something which is very important. And as people grow, this ability to experience and experience keeps diminishing,
Yeah.
right? So that is a challenge.
Okay.
Uh,
So yeah. Now, please advise any books that we should read to have better understanding of farm living. If you have any suggestions.
uh, See, farm living is not really a subject in itself. Farm living is just a different way of living, and all subjects are relevant in living in the farm, right? You will not find a book on urban living, for example. Like similarly, you will not find a book on farm living. But
Yes.
in terms of, there are subjects on which one can read. So if you want to know more about agriculture, there are books written
Yeah.
by various people on permaculture, on natural farming, which are there. There are various books on architecture, eco-friendly construction. There are,
Okay.
there's a lot of stuff which is on ecology. One of the biggest benefits of farm living, if let's imagine that a lot of people, say 5% of the population of Bombay, shifts to living on farms. Huge number, right?
Yeah.
If so many people start shift to farms, what is the impact that it is going to have on the dump yards of Bombay, the places where all your kachra of the day goes?
It
It will
will
reduce,
be
right?
a profound effect. It will have a
Yeah, it
profound
will.
effect.
So suddenly we'll reduce that. The amount of sewage that we channel into our own drinking water will reduce. The amount of air pollution that we cause because of cramped cities will reduce. So uh, these are not documented in any book. Nobody has written a book yet on farm living and how it will benefit. But nobody needs to write as well. This is something that you can see. If you're in Delhi, if you're in Gurgaon living today, you are grappling for fresh air
Yes.
where you go. And here there is abundant fresh air. So does
Yes.
it require a book to tell
Yeah. So
anybody that this
yeah, the
makes sense?
population should spread out. Not like there is there is like many people at one spot, and like there is like less people at one spot. So it should spread out, like, because we have such a big country. So we should always try to do that. And now, who are your role models? I have a question. Who is your role model? Who has inspired you the most, and why?
So there are many role models. I mean today as I'm talking to you, you become my role model because you're grasping say everything so beautifully and so fast.
Thank you. It's okay, but any five of them, five people who are the, like, who are on the top of your list.
Okay, so there are some ideological figures like Gandhi, for example, is a role model, or uh, you know Krishnamurti has spoken very well, and J Krishnamurti has been, and what he says is that you don't depend upon me or don't depend upon any other guru, no books. It's just yourself. It is your own realization. It's your journey, and learn whatever you have to learn by your own self, which is something that uh, you know I think that makes perfect sense, that you
Yeah,
have to have your own experience and not really depend upon
others.
or emulate anybody. You don't need to emulate anybody. You are your own self, and you will have your own journey. Your circumstances are completely unique to you, so take them by the horn and just learn.
Yes.
uh,
Yeah.
we had a master who used to teach us kickboxing, so he was a great influence on my thinking. We had a professor in college who used to see anybody who has made a lot of sense has been an inspiration to me. And I've been fortunate to come across a lot of such people who have made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
My family been very uh, open and supportive of this kind of movement, and have been open to understand what we are trying to do. They like we were under social pressure. uh, Everybody would come, somebody would come and walk up to us and start scolding us, Ki, you can do whatever you want to do, but why are you spoiling the future of your kids, by not putting them into school and all that.
Yeah.
So this has not been an easy thing to answer for my parents or my wife Rekha's parents. but they've been patient and they've tried to really understand what we're trying to do. So in that sense, they are also my role models. You know, one needs to see through, try and understand, be alive to what is happening instead of just going by what is being said. So
That's
many
very
many roles
interesting.
are very difficult to.
You have a
Uh,
very very good perspective of who is a role model or not, and I and now you have become my role model, one of my role model. And so well, now the next question is that please advise two people who would you would like to see and learn from on this show.
I have already said one. So one is you.
Okay,
Um,
me, I will learn,
I'm
and I will learn from myself on my show.
no no no. Acha, you are saying that whom would you like to learn on? Okay, I got
Yeah,
the question wrong. Whom you would
like,
you like to learn? Can you just elaborate this question? I'm not.
okay, so like there are like many people who want to listen to you or want to learn from you. So who would you like to learn from on this show? That's
Oh,
like,
that way.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Uh, I can't. In- so, what kind of people would I like to see on this show? Yeah, I would like to actually see people and hear perspective about this development of our or the progression of our age in terms of how are we moving. So there are people who track this, who are very concerned about where we are moving as a society in terms of
Okay,
our value systems, ecology, our cultural, our economics. uh,
okay. So
right,
what
so
are
there are
these people called?
they are called a lot of activists and social activists work in this fashion. There are people like one I worked with, his name is Stan Takekara. He has been running an NGO for the Adivasis in the Nilgiris. So his
Oh,
perspective of how the Adivasi community has kind of transitioned over the last 30-40 years is beautiful to understand, and his view of where is it headed is another nice thing which only
okay,
he will have a perspective on,
okay.
and
So,
that will probably give us a sense of where we are headed, as a
okay.
society. We
So
actually
that's
feel matlab,
okay. So I will take. I am very interested in that topic. It's a very interesting topic about how these Adivasis are like changing their lifestyle. So I will definitely interview him in my future episodes. And well, now please advise what unique thing you have liked about Aditya Talks, and any suggestions about what should be incorporated to improve this experience for my viewers.
I think this is a brilliant initiative. I mean, the fact that you're taking the effort to talk to people and put out some meaningful content for people to know is in itself a fantastic thing that you're doing. There's a
Thank you,
lot of
sir.
clutter which is extremely negative, which is very petty at times, uh, inconsequential really. But here you're talking about so many subjects and talking to people who give a sense of positivity, who give you good understanding of things. So that's something that I like very much about what you're doing. And of course, the fact that you're doing it at your age means that there is a lot of learning that goes into what you are doing, and it gets incorporated as you go along. You're not bound by monetary compulsions which adults tend to get bound by. So your
Yes.
performance is going to be you know far superior to any normal any grown up this thing. And I hope that this will help you as you grow up and you face those pressures in due course. But it's a very nice starting that you're doing to your
Thank you,
own
sir. Thank you, sir. And any suggestions?
uh, sorry.
Such
Suggestions. I mean, just carry on, be normal. I don't think that there is much to.
okay.
There's always room for improvement. There's nothing which drastically needs to be cut down or anything. You just be normal. Don't compare yourself with anybody who's doing any kind of interview anywhere else. It
Okay.
doesn't matter.
Okay.
Even
Thank
if
you. Thank you
you are
for
doing.
these great words. Thank you for coming on our show. It was a pleasure talking to you. It was my honor to talk to you, and your perspective was so enriching, and it should be followed by many people. And I will share your website in my description, in the description below. So if any viewer who is inspired by Mr. Shantanu, then you can check it out, contact him, and find out how you can yourself get on the farm and live a healthy lifestyle. So I was very inspired by you, sir, and I am very happy you found this interview good. And now thank you for coming on our show, and viewers, thank you for watching till the end. Ciao for now.
Thank
Bye bye.
Bye bye, Aditi. Thank you.